Hello and welcome to another edition of the DUALpreneur Virtual Mastermind. DUALpreneur, Employee Plus Entrepreneur, makes you a superhero, a side hustle superhero, which makes you a wonderful dualpreneur. And confession, the word dualpreneur came from the dude that's talking today. Yeah, he is my marketing savant. We were having a conversation at the bar. Don't judge me. Y'all know where I like to be. And we were at a completely different event and we were talking. I was telling him about my story and what I do, and I get back to work and I'm an entrepreneur and we can do the same thing. And he was like, oh, so you're a dualpreneur. And I was like, wait, what did you just say? Huh? What? And right then is when I Googled everything. I went on social media and looked up everything. And I said, nobody's using that. Bam. I took it, ran with it. I think a day later, I was around Thanksgiving. Right before Thanksgiving, I had a website up. I had a business already established. And I think a year later, I had it trademarked. So if you haven't worked with Trevor Otts, I'm going to tell you, you kind of might want to do it. I'm living proof you kind of might want to do it. And not only did he help me with that and the brand clarity and just being an awesome, genuine person who gives. And I've learned from him, what I learned from him is to try to outgive as much as possible. You will get more business by outgiving people. And I learned that from him because I used to be a stingy little thing. I did. I used to have this mentality that, you got to pay me for every minute and every second. And then when I saw what he was doing, he would have lives and give content and pour into people all the time and not charge us a thing. And so it made us want to work with him more. And the more we wanted to work with him, the more we were willing to spend with him because we knew what we knew that he knew what he was talking about. So he taught us how to do that. But he also taught me how to build a tribe. And once you build a tribe, there is some economics within building a tribe. You can monetize that. So he, of course, the marketing savant, I said, what do you want to talk about? He said, oh, Tribe-O-Nomics. How do you do that, dude? How do you just come up with stuff like that? I'm like, really? So Trevor, thank you for taking some time out to talk to my peoples. Thank you for naming us and helping us to grow today. I really appreciate you for that.
All right. Well, I'm happy to be here. And, let's get right to it, everybody, because one of the things that she talked about is she talked about taking this concept that she described to me in a meeting and deciding to build her own tribe around that, right? And so here's the first note for everybody, right? Because there's always a lesson in the story if you know what ear to listen with, right? Write that down. There's always a lesson to the story if you know which ear to listen with, right? And so here's the thing. I want you to write this down. Build the tribe, then build the business. Build the tribe, then build the business. And here's what happens. If you build the business before you build the tribe, there'll be no business to be had, right? And so when we talk about tribe building, when we talk about Tribe-O-Nomics, right, what we're really talking about is this process by which you have now sort of quantified that thing that you're passionate about, that thing that that only you and other people like you get, and you turned it into your own tribe. Let me use as an example. So I started doing all my travels. I started running across a lot of women who ate a lot of ice. And I kept saying, why? And I would go to this conference and I would see women walking around with cups of ice. And I was just like, what is it with these things and ice? So one day I met two women and they both had a cup of ice. And they said, oh my gosh, girl, you like ice? Oh my gosh, girl, you like ice too? And they had this whole conversation. And I didn't know that relative to ice, there's different shapes of ice. You don't know that, right? Some ice got more crunchiness than others. And they even knew which stores had the good ice. Now I've heard about the good everything, but the good ice, I had never heard about this. So they went on to create a group called Women Who Love Ice. They hit 500,000 followers in 72 hours. Because no matter what you feel is weird about you, there's always somebody who likes the same thing that you like. And that's really what your tribe is. So let's talk about this formula, right? The formula for building a tribe is very simple. I want you to write this down. M plus M plus M equals M. By the way, I think somebody put a message in the group. Have any ice lovers out there? Okay, just want to make sure. We might have had a few ice lovers out there, right? There's special crunchiness, special shots, sizes. You can go to special stores where you get the cup at the gas station. They give you the ice for free. I'm telling you, the whole ice world is just a thing. By the way, beer, people who love beers or beer lovers matter. Those people hit like 500,000 in 72 hours. So there are all these people out there who are creating tribes. By the way, interesting fact. This year's Super Bowl, the organization who spent the most money on advertisement was Facebook. You know what their ads were all about? Creating Facebook groups. Code for creating a tribe, right? And they had the guy coming in there playing a kazoo, and he created a group for people who love kazoos, something like 5 million followers. And so what you do is you build the tribe, then you build the business. Build the tribe, then you build the business. Now, of course, it's easy to say build the tribe, then build the business, but not so much if you don't know how to build the tribe. So today I want to talk to you about how to build your own tribe. And you want to have a formula for it, okay? Now, the formula for building a tribe is very simple. M plus M plus M equals M. I want you to write this down. M plus M plus M equals M. What do I mean by that? I mean to say that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. Movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Write this down because we're going to be moving fast. Put your seatbelts on. Now, let's talk about the movement real quick. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. It's that concept. It's that idea that people rally together around. So it's what's that thing that you love so much that you wouldn't mind being in a group of other people who like the same thing. So when I talked to when I talked to Tara, she was really passionate. She was like, I ain't quit my job. I like my job and I like my business. Now, if there's anybody out there right now and you like your job and you like your business, right, then raise your hand, because not everybody out there hates their job. Some people like their careers. Some people love their careers. And you can, let me tell you something that they may never tell you. You can actually love your career and love your business too, right? And there are people out there who are like that. And then there are other people that's like, I'm not quitting my job and risking throwing all my eggs in the business basket. We call those people DUALpreneurs, right? And so she created a tribe of people just like that, because DUALpreneur was the concept or the idea that people could rally together around. Y'all wouldn't even be on this broadcast if she did not embrace the concept or the idea that would cause others like her to rally together around her, right? So she had others like her, rally together around her, right? Because the movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Now, M plus M plus M equals M, movement plus message plus methodology equals money. So let's get to the second M. The second M is message. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action, right? Now, here's the thing. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Because questions steer focus. And in your life and in your business, you only get what you focus on. In your life and in your business, the only thing you're going to get is exactly what you focus on. So if the message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action, then the question is, what people? What people? Let me answer that for you. It's the people that's a part of your movement. See, so many times as entrepreneurs, we're trying to message to everybody. We're talking to everybody. But the thing that you got to do is the message is not for everybody, it's for somebody. See, here's the thing. Whenever I see Donald Trump on TV, I know he ain't talking to me. And guess what he know? He know he ain't talking to me either, right? And so we two people that know we are two people. One, he's a person that knows he ain't talking to me, right? And two, I'm a person that knows he ain't talking to me. So guess what? He ain't talking to me and I ain't listening. Very simple, right? Because basically his movement is not for people like me. Now that's just in politics. Now, one of the reasons that he was able to win the election because he spent more of his time talking to the people that were part of his movement and less time trying to talk to everybody. We might not like it, but his people put him in office, because I surely did. By the way, that's a discussion for another day, right? So the message is the thing that you are saying to inspire people to take inspired action. What people? The people that's a part of your movement, right? Because your message ain't for everybody, it's for somebody. Now, some of y'all need to just let that get down in your soul. Because some of us, we are some people pleasing, business pleasing, Lord help you pleasing, right, kind of people. But I'm going to tell you the story about the third giraffe, because I'm going to try to help you out. And you may have never heard the story about the third giraffe, but I'm going to tell you about the story about the third giraffe. there was this guy named Noah, right? And you've heard this story. It was called Noah's Ark. And Noah wanted to build an ark. And why did Noah want to build an ark? Noah was just like you. He wanted to build an ark to save the world. Every entrepreneur is just trying to save the world in their own special way. So Noah decides he's going to build this ark to do what? Save the world. Why? Because he had a vision, right? And so while he was trying to build this ark, once it got built, he tried to go get 2 buffaloes and 2 goats and 2 parakeets and 2 dogs and 2 cats and 2 monkeys and two everything, right? But there were 3 giraffes, and they were sitting on the beach. And the 3 giraffes, one of the giraffes was having a discussion. And the giraffe was like, man, I don't know, man. You know, Noah, man, he be kind of off his rocker. I ain't really feeling him. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do it the next time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He was trying to talk to the other giraffes about out of it, right? And see, the reason why you never heard the story about the 3rd giraffe, because basically the 3rd giraffe got left. See, the other 2 giraffes, they got on the boat. They got on the ark. The 3rd giraffe, he stayed on the beach. The 3rd giraffe, he drowned. See, the reason why a lot of us, we got 3rd giraffes that we keep listening to. And you keep messing around hanging on the beach with the 3rd giraffe, you're going to drown too, right? Because the 3rd giraffe is your hater. The 3rd giraffe ain't got nothing but basically bad things to say. The 3rd giraffe always live in fear. 3rd giraffe always existing in doubt. The 3rd giraffe ain't got nothing but something to say about everything, right? He ain't never doing what? Nothing, right? So here's the moral of the story. Don't be the 3rd giraffe. Your message ain't for everybody. Now notice that the 3rd giraffe wasn't talking to Noah. The 3rd giraffe was trying to talk to the other giraffes just like him so he could basically keep them on the beach, right? And see, the thing about it is, if Noah had spent his time trying to talk to the 3rd giraffe, guess what? Noah would have still been on the beach. When the rain came, he would have drowned too. So here's the thing. Stop spending all your time trying to talk to the 3rd giraffe. Leave their butts on the beach, right? Now, I don't know who needed to hear that, but I'm just telling you, whenever you start trying to answer your haters, trying to convince your doubters, just say to yourself, 3rd giraffe, right? And get your butt back in your ark and get to where you're supposed to be. Because you got a mission and you got a purpose, and your brand, your business, your products, your services, you're trying to save the world in your own special way. And you can't save nobody that don't want to be saved. And by the way, let me tell you something. Write this down, y'all. 2 drowning people can't save each other. 2 drowning people can't save each other. Now, that's the message, right? Your message ain't for everybody, it's for somebody. Now, we got the movement and we got the message. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. What people? The people that's a part of your movement. I stopped talking to people that's part of my movement a long time ago. You ain't part of my movement, I stopped talking to them. They were like, Trevor, you can't say that. Yes, I can. Trevor, you too pro-black. Yes, I am. You see that black CEO on my t-shirt? Yes, I am. I'm very pro-black, right? I stopped talking to people who basically didn't understand. Now, then you got the methodology. The third is, the methodology is the process or the system. The process or the system that you use to produce results. It's the process or the system. The process or the system that you use to produce results. First, for yourself, because don't nobody want to be your test number. Second, for your business, so that you make sure that it's actually working. And then third, in the lives of the people that you're called to serve. The methodology is the process, or the system that you use to produce results, right? Now, here's the thing. I love entrepreneurs. I love dualpreneurs. I love solopreneurs, love mompreneurs, love dadpreneurs. Hey, it can be said that I love me some preneurs, right? But the thing about talking about some preneurs, right? You can't talk about preneurs without talking about the other P word, right? Most preneurs are passionate about something, right? And so I love when I meet them, because I say, why'd you start your business? Why'd you start your jewelry business? Why'd you start your consulting business? And they say, Trevor, I'm so passionate. And boy, they get so passionate, the tears, they be dabbing their eyes. You know, I'm so passionate about what I do. But I just want to, make a difference in the world and make a difference for people. And after they finish crying, and after they finish showing me how passionate they are, I look them dead in their face and I tell them, passion minus process equals poverty. And today you crying because you're passionate, but you're going to have some real tears if you end up in poverty, right? You're going to cry tears of impoverization, right? Because passion minus process equals poverty. Newsflash, passion plus process equals profitability. So if you ain't got some processes to match that passion, you're going to be broke. Or as they going to say, you's going to be broke. right? So here's the thing. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money, right? This is your formula. This is your formula. Now, y'all watching today, and you like, look, man, I know y'all have been on these broadcasts. I've been on a million of these broadcasts. People sound good. People talk good. You're like, that's right, but you don't know. You can't synthesize information. You don't know what to do with the information. Like, okay, you got my attention, Trevor, but what the hell am I supposed to do with this? All right, let's have that conversation. We're going to go a little bit deeper down on that formula because, see, you got a formula can always be checked. This is why you don't run your business on feelings. You run it on formulas. I hope somebody wrote that down. You don't run your business on feelings. You run it on formulas, right? Some people talk about, I can feel it in my bones. No. I don't want to feel it in my bones. I want to know the formula. What's the system? What's the process? So basically, think of a formula like this. 4 plus 2 equals 6. We know that. 4 plus 2 equals 6. But if I want to check the formula, I can run it backwards. 6 minus 2 equals 4. See, you can always check a formula to see if it actually works and if it's actually right. You can't check a feeling to see if it's right. So get out of your feelings and get into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not about your emotions. It's about your systems. And systems beat goals every time. A whole lot of people got goals they never even hit because they ain't got no system. So let's get down to it. Back to that formula. Get out of your feelings and get into the formula. All right, let's rock with it. Now, we said M plus M plus M equals M. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. So we know that the movement is the concept of the idea that people rally together around, and we know that the message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. So here's what I want you to know. A movement minus a message equals no results. Let me tell you who I'm talking to. So if you're a person, you got 5,000 Facebook followers, right? So see, a movement minus a message equals no action. Write that down. A movement minus a message equals no action. I got 5,000 Facebook followers, but I can't get 2 people to show up on my webinar. I got 50,000 Instagram followers, but I can't get 6 people to show up on my Zoom. I got 100,000 people follow me on Twitter, but I got 2 people in my downline for my MLMs, right? That's because you ain't got no message. You got a big following, but you're not saying anything to inspire that following to take inspired action, right? Because a movement minus a message equals no action. So if you find that you ain't got no more room for Facebook friends, but your bank account is still kind of low, right? Then you got a message problem. And let me tell you something. If you can't turn your influence into action, all you are is popular. And unless we're in high school, popularity ain't got a whole lot of value. Okay? Because a movement minus a message equals no action, right? So you got to write that down. Now, so you know that in diagnosing your problem, if you know you got a lot of followers, a lot of connections, but you can't seem to get them to really take action, they won't come to your conference, won't come to your webinars, won't come to your conference calls, won't be in your downline. They don't even show up on your Facebook Lives. You got a messaging problem. Go work on your message. Now, if you need some work on your message, call Andy Henriquez, Master Storyteller Academy. Heck, call Ruben West. Heck, call Delator McNeil. Heck, call Cheryl Wood. I don't care who you call, but you got to start working on your message today, right? Now, let's flip it around again. A message minus a movement equals no people. Let me tell you who I'm talking to. I got 10 degrees in every subject, right? I got a PhD in anything you can think about, anything you ain't never heard about. I got 15 books, right? And I've been on my job. I got 50 years of expertise. I know everything, but nobody actually knows what I know. I got books sitting in my garage gaining dust. The last 3 books that I wrote, because I got something to say. I know something. I got the experience, but I ain't got no people. I ain't got no tribe. I told you, build the tribe and build the business. So a message minus a movement equals no people. I got something to say. Boy, just give me the mic and I'm gonna rock with it. Just give me the cameras and I'm gonna make it happen. And for all those ladies, right, that are out there right now that say I can't go live because of the quarantine. Listen, let me tell you something. All you need is a baseball cap and some lipstick. Don't play no games. Go live and get the bag. Hashtag, everybody write that down. Go live and get the bag, right? Because I ain't got no pants on. So half y'all ain't got no lipstick on. At the end of the day, go live and get the bag, right? Now, let's get back to our regular scheduled program. A message minus a movement equals no people. So if you are diagnosing yourself, you know, I'm really smart, I'm really intelligent, I got a lot to say, I'm a powerful speaker, I'm a powerful writer, but just nobody knows who I am. You got to work on your movement. And so for some of y'all, you're listening today, you say, you know what? I need to work on my message. Some of y'all that's listening today, and you say, you know what? I need to work on my movement, okay? And then let's walk it on down. A message minus a methodology equals no results. So in other words, if you don't like your marketing results, if you don't like your sales results, if you don't like the results of what's in your bank account, if your bank account doesn't reflect how good you actually are, right, you got a results problem. You got a methodology problem. Because remember, methodology is the process or the system that you use to produce results. And so here's the thing. This is that moment of truth, right? We ain't playing no spin the bottle. We ain't playing no truth or dare. I'm taking y'all back to your college days. Don't nobody do no posting about what you used to do in college, but this is like a truth or dare moment. I want you to just sit back and think for just a second. I want you to think about what is the number one problem that you're facing in your business in this moment. Can't deal with everything at one time. Do you have a movement problem? Do you have a message problem? Or do you have a methodology problem? Now, depending on which one you have, that tells you what you should be working with. Because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Now, the movement is simply the concept of the idea that people rally together around. Now, we're going to walk this thing down. I'm going to show y'all real time, like what we have done in some different situations, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all my screen. Because you're here, I'm here, you're here, we all here. I'm going to show you some things, and I'm going to even give you some things today to really help you out. Now, here's the thing I want you to write down, right? A lot of times in the space that we're in is that everything sounds good until it ain't good. And I used to love going to the conferences, love getting on the webinars. I had the box full of things, the bag full of stuff. I got the t-shirts, all the swag bags, I had them. And I found that a lot of times things were harder to implement than what they actually said from the stage. And I swear that sometimes it would sound like it came from God himself. I'm like, oh, they were talking to me. And some of us have had that experience. Like the speaker was so amazing, right, that it felt like it was God sending a message to you. Well, I want you to write this down. If it came from God, it came with a plan. Go ahead, write that down. If it came from God, it came with a plan. And so basically, if you don't see a plan to go along with what you are talking about, you should go the other way. Because if it came from God, it really came with a plan, right? And so this is what we're talking about today. We're really talking about what's going to be the plan to turn your movement, your message, and your methodology into money. Like, what does that actually look like? So I'm going to pull up on my screen, I'm going to pull up some things that are going to help you out so that you could really start taking your business to the next level, right? So remember, we talked about movement plus message plus methodology equals what? Moolah, money, cash-ola, get the cash, right? Now, let's look at a few things. I'm going to pull my screen up. Let me know if you can see my screen when you get a chance. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Now, we're going to dig a little bit deeper. I want everybody to write this down because now we're getting ready to go into the process by which you go create a viral movement using what you got. Viral movement using what you have, right? Because I'm going to give you the plan, right? So I want you to write this down, some fundamental principles. Fundamental principle number one, marketing is what you say about yourself. Marketing is what you say about yourself. No business, no company, no organization ever says anything bad about itself, right? And then that gets us into what is PR, right? PR is what others say about you. So marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Marketing gets the conversation started, whereas PR keeps the conversation going. And so anytime you're dealing in business, you're always dealing with three conversations. It's always happening. There's always a brand conversation, a marketing conversation, and a PR conversation. And what happens is, as entrepreneurs, we lose track of the conversation. Today, we're going to talk about the marketing conversation and the PR conversation. So remember, marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Marketing keeps the conversation going, right? Or marketing gets the conversation started, and PR keeps the conversation going. Now, as soon as you start your movement, by the way, I'm talking to you, Tara, I'm coming down your lane, right? You want that movement to go viral. So Tara has DUALpreneur. I have Black CEO. I talked to a brother the other day. He has Black Man Can, 500,000 followers, right? Because what happened was once he started his movement, he put in place the processes to make that movement go viral. Because what? Passion minus process equals poverty, and passion plus process equals profitability. And so in order to make your brain go viral, you got to understand what viral really is. Now, when I'm talking about viral, I ain't talking about a talking cat that plays the piano, right? I'm not talking about 1 million followers, because today you'll see somebody say, oh, that person went viral. They had 100,000 followers. All of a sudden you see somebody else say, oh my gosh, that person went viral. They had 1 million hits. Then you'll see somebody else that goes viral. It'll be Kim Kardashian, and she broke the internet and she got 50 million hits. Now, which one actually went viral? The key to the whole thing is that you got to understand that viral is not a number. So I want you to write this down. Viral is when the results of your PR campaign outperform the result of your marketing campaign. Viral is when the results of your PR campaign outperform the results of your marketing campaign, right? Viral is when the results of your PR campaign outperform the results of your marketing campaign. And so remember when we said that marketing is what you say about yourself, PR is what others say about you. So when the results of what others are saying about you is outperforming what you are saying about you as a business, you have officially gone viral. Let me use as an example. Let's suppose that Tara runs a marketing campaign that gets 20 people to sign up for her webinar, right? Now, let's just say those 20 people start telling other people about the webinar. And on day 2, those 20 people get 5 other people to sign up for the webinar. So she got 20 that signed up based upon what she said, and she got 5 that signed up based upon what other people said. Day 3, 15 additional people sign up for the webinar based upon what other people said about it. Now they even Steven. 20 people came in from what she said about the webinar. 20 people came in from what other people said about the webinar. Day, let's say 3 weeks later, all of a sudden, 21 people come in because of what other people have been saying about the webinar. Tara's still at 20 people that came in because of what she said. The day that the results of the PR, what others are saying about her brand, her product or service, starts to outperform her marketing results, that's viral. And so what you're trying to produce in your brand, everybody write this down. The goal is to produce a viral moment. The goal is to produce a viral moment, right? And viral is simply when the results of your PR campaign outperform the results of your marketing campaign. Write this down. Viral is when matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so you can have it. Go ahead and write it down. Viral is when the results of what others are saying about you is outperforming what you are saying about you. A good PR campaign will outperform a good marketing campaign on any given day. The whole goal is to get the PR campaign into full gear. You basically are using marketing to introduce the business, the brand, the product, the service, the mission, the organization, the movement. And then afterwards, if your messaging is good, the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action, the PR will kick in. Now, if your messaging is bad, then you're gonna have a problem because it's not gonna inspire people to take inspired action. So the thing that I want you to remember is that marketing is self-power, whereas PR is people power, okay? So marketing, you're gonna use your Facebook ads, your Twitter ads, your Instagram ads, your Google ads, your organic posts, you're gonna run your mouth, you're gonna do some Facebook Live, that's all marketing related exercise, right? But eventually, it starts to hit this point where it becomes more about what the other people are saying, right? And so now what that helps you do is you turn your movement and you turn your brand into an influence brand. You become an influencer. I know y'all keep hearing the term influencer, right? Or influential, or sometimes referred to as a lifestyle brand. Write this down. An influential brand and a lifestyle brand is the same thing. So when your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand becomes influential. Let me slow down. Let me let y'all take that in for a second because we're getting ready to turn a corner. When your brand makes a statement about who they are, not who you are, it makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. And so, like a perfect example, people who drink Starbucks coffee, Starbucks has an influential brand. A lot of people who drink that brand drink it because they feel environmentally friendly, right? They feel like they are a person who is sensitive to the causes of the world, right? If you post a picture of your Starbucks cup on Facebook, you're gonna get 100 likes. If you post a picture of yourself on Facebook, you're gonna get 50 likes because that Starbucks cup is more popular than you are, right? Because it's an influential brand. And so when your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. So in order to be an influential brand, here's what you got to do first. First, you got to make a statement. Everybody write that down. So influential brands make statements, right? They have a statement, a mission to the world, right? And I'm going to show you how to make your statement. Secondarily, they got to be relevant. They got to be relevant, right? They got to be relevant. Third, right? Not third. When you talk about relevancy, we talk about dispensation in time. And we're talking about creating real impact during the dispensation in time that your brand exists, right? Or the dispensation of time that your brand was born into, right? And then what it boils down to is now you want to take that brand and you want to really spice it up by giving it a definite cool factor, right? You want to give it a definite cool factor. So you got number one, it must make a statement. Number two, it must be relevant. And then number three, it must have a definite cool factor. And so what happens is once you create your movement, the DUALpreneur movement, the Black CEO movement, we had to help the lady maybe about 90 days ago create the Seniorpreneurs Network. That's another movement, right? We had another movement called Busy Black Girls, which is Lashana Williams, right? And so you see all of these brands that are really just starting to pop up and they're becoming highly influential, right? And so what you want to do, right, is now you got to create this brand and you got to create this movement, create this brand and really got to become more relevant. So I want you to just kind of write this down for just a second, okay? And then I'm going to show y'all something and I'm going to show you how to turn this movement all the way out with the short period of time that we have. All right. Movement is the concept of the idea that people rally together around. Every brand has to have a movement. Every brand has to have a movement. And part of becoming an influential brands create movements. They move human thought. They move human emotion. They move the world to action. All right. So every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's a disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's a disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's a disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So what am I talking about? Every movement, the concept of the idea that people rally together around, right, must have a moment. That means a dispensation of time where there is heightened relevancy. It means there's a time when your brand is more relevant than other times. There's a time when your product is more relevant than other times. Matter of fact, right now we're in a time where some Purell hand sanitizer is more relevant right now than it probably has ever been in the history of time. It's relevant, right? And so every brand must have a movement, right? And that every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And so what are we talking about disruptive? And I'm talking to some of y'all out there because some of y'all are still afraid to really be disruptive. What is disruption? Disruption is challenging the norm, challenging what they normally think, challenging what they normally say, challenging what they normally do, right? Challenging what they normally think, challenging what they normally say, challenging what they normally do, right? Then you got to turn that mirror on yourself. You got to challenge what you normally think, challenge what you normally say, challenge what you normally do. So let me use that as an example. The reason why DUALpreneur Network is so popular is because Tara challenged what they were normally thinking, they were normally saying, they were normally doing. Let me tell you what the they were saying. The they were saying, quit your job and start your business. They were saying, right? Hey, by the way, jump and grow wings on the way down. Tara was saying you can have a business, you can have a career, and you can have a business. Tara was saying you can love them both. It was disruptive. That's why it grew, because basically disruption is challenging what they normally think, what they normally say, and what they normally do, right? And then you have to challenge what you normally think, challenge what you normally say, challenge what you normally do. It's one thing to get on that soapbox and challenge somebody else. It's a whole nother ballgame to challenge yourself. What do you normally think about dualpreneurship? What do you normally say about dualpreneurship? What were you normally thinking about or doing in relationship to dualpreneurship, right? And then after that, you got to challenge what the industry normally thinks about entrepreneurship, right? You got to challenge what the industry normally says about entrepreneurship. You got to challenge what the industry normally does in relationship to entrepreneurship. Because when you do that, you create disruption. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And it's a disruptive moment within your movement that give it momentum. Let's just look at Steve Jobs, for example. Steve Jobs, when he first created the iPhone, phones had small screens and big buttons, right? When he came out with his phone, he basically gave the phone a big screen and one button. And it was so disruptive that people stood in line for it. Now everybody's phone is basically a rendition of the disruption that he created when he launched the phone in 2011. And he created one of the most disruptive devices of our time. Let me tell y'all something, write this down. If you ain't disruptive, ain't nobody paying attention. Now you can take that to the bank. If you ain't disruptive, ain't nobody paying attention. If you are not disruptive, ain't nobody paying attention. So a lot of y'all wonder why ain't nobody paying attention, because you saying the same thing as everybody else is saying. And if two of us are the same, one of us ain't needed. So which of us ain't needed? Because you saying the same thing as everybody else in the industry. You saying the same thing that everybody else is thinking. If you're not willing to say something different, then follow somebody who is. Because you have to be disruptive. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And it's a disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So here's how we're going to end this today. And then I'm going to show you something really special, right? I'm going to give you a chart that is going to help you out. And by now, some of y'all have noticed that there's a text on the screen, right? And by now, you should have text the word evergreen, text the word evergreen, text the word evergreen. Now, I ain't going to say this too many times, so I hope you got this down. Text the word evergreen to 240-428-6333. Text the word evergreen to 240-428-6333, right? And when you text that word, what I'm going to send you, keep your credit card in your purse, keep your money in your wallet. Here's what you're going to see. You're going to get this chart. And this chart is going to help you, or Blueprint, or map. It's going to help you start to organize your business. It's going to help you start to organize your movement. It's called the Evergreen Revenue Model. First, I'm going to give you a pre-filled out version of it. Then I'm going to give you a version of it that's blank. You're going to get this as soon as you text in. You're going to get this. I'm going to give you a version of it that's blank so that you can start to run your own evergreen revenue model. By evergreen, I mean starting to create money and revenue on automatic pilot. This is a system that I have used to produce hundreds of millions of dollars for entrepreneurs all over the world. Now, some of y'all are thinking, oh, the world is going down. Some of y'all are out of business. Let me tell you who ain't out of business. People that's running this system right now. They doing more business than they were ever doing. And you can too. And I'm sending this to you for free. I'm sending this to you because Tara paid the price for you. She really did. She sacrificed. She donated her time. She did a lot of things. And so I want to send you this chart. That's not the only thing that I'm going to send you, because with your permission, Tara, I'm going to also send them what I call the, I'm going to send them how to do a proper influencer launch. And let me just find that for you real quick. And I'm going to pull that up for you. And it's going to show you how to do a proper influencer launch, okay? I'm going to also send you this chart, right? For those people who want to know how to do an influencer launch. You want to know how to do an influencer launch, it starts with creating a meme, and then using that to grow your tribe. So as soon as you create your tribe, you're like, okay, Trevor, I created my little Facebook group, ain't no followers. We're the people, what's happening? Remember I told you, if it came from God, it came with a plan. So here's the plan, right? I believe that basically entrepreneurship is your divine right to make a difference in the world through what God put in you. So if it came from God, it came with a plan. So here I go. Here's the plan, right? I'm going to give it to you step by step by step, right? And if you want to learn how to implement that, I'm going to even give you an example that you can go look. Matter of fact, I want you to do this today. Somebody write into the chat, freepowerimage.com. Freepowerimage.com. I want you to write down freepowerimage.com. And I actually want you to go through her sequence. Matter of fact, she just launched. She launched less than 26 hours ago. And she's already over 500 people that registered for her webinar. How many of y'all would like 500 people to show up for anything that you're doing, right? That's 26 hours later. By the time she finishes this campaign in 2 to 3 weeks, she'll probably have somewhere close to 20 to 30,000 people registered for a webinar. Now, that might not mean much to you, but I bet you a lot of us, our businesses could change if we can get 20 to 30,000 people to show up and hear what we were talking about. So I sent you this chart. Everybody who texts in, you're going to get this information, and you're going to learn how to do a viral meme launch. I'm going to show you one more example, and then we're going to close out for today, right? Because some of y'all are like, whoa, this thing is moving fast. I get it. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I told you to text the word evergreen to 240-428-6333. The next thing I'm going to tell you to do is some of y'all are like, okay, my eyes are open, and I got to do something different. I hope that you came to the realization that you got to do something different. So if you are of the belief that you got to do something different, then I'm going to help you out. And what I'm going to do is I believe that you got to make time for people. I'm just a big believer. So those of you who want to meet, hey, get on Facebook. Send me a Facebook message. I prefer you send me a message on Instagram. Find Trevor Otts, right? But basically, the whole goal is to basically start to do things that are disruptive, right? And so let me use as an example. Make sure you go to freepowerimage.com, right? Freepowerimage.com, right? And I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm going to show you a person that just created a movement, right? And how her movement is blowing up overnight, literally. Okay. Right now, you are looking, my screen is a little bit cut off, so I'm just going to bring it in just a little bit, right? And you're looking at Dr. Sonia Scrimmon, right? And you're seeing her meme launch, right? Because remember, the movement is the concept of the idea that people can rally together around. So part of her movement is the Alliance of Women Speakers, a group of people just like her. Who is she? A woman speaker. She wanted to create a group of women who speak, the Alliance of Women Speakers, right? She created a meme, right? And her meme basically says a woman has a voice, right? A woman has something to say. A woman has a message for the world to hear. Hashtag I'm that woman, right? So what does she mean by that, right? Her movement, her brand is Alliance of Women Speakers. Every brand, right, must have a movement, right? Her movement is she created a movement called I'm That Woman, right? Because the message is the thing that she said to inspire people to take inspired action, right? Now, if you look on the bottom of the meme, because I'm going to just bring it up here. If you look at the bottom, right, it says, order your no-cost image, right? Order your no-cost image, right? And basically what she's saying is like, if you are a woman that believes the same thing, right? If you are a woman that believes the same thing, then what you can do is you can go to order a free image just like this. She's going to take her face off, put your face on. She's going to take her name off, put your name on. Now there are people out there growing her brand, because remember what I told you about influence. Influential is when somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are. But that wasn't the only message that she did. Let's look at another message that she did. I'm going to look at another one, right? Because remember, she's messaging to the movement. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. So she created another message. This one says, a woman who finds the courage to live her dreams is a powerful woman. A woman who dares to defy her critics is a what? Powerful woman. A woman who unapologetically walks in her purpose is a powerful woman. Hashtag I'm that woman. The movement is what? I'm that movement. The brand is Alliance of Women Speakers, right? And basically, she lets her followers, basically, she creates their image, right? And she takes her face off, puts their face on. She takes her name off and puts their name on. And just like that, she has a viral movement, right? And you can see where I'm just kind of shrinking it down on my screen so y'all can see it, right? But it says, hey, this is what she's using to grow her movement, right? Remember, build your tribe and build the business. Build your tribe and build the business, right? And so that gives you a little bit of insight as to what goes on, right? And that's not the only thing she did, right? She had another one, right? It's another one from the Alliance of Women Speaking. It's cut off a little bit on my screen, so you have to forgive me for that, right? But she says a woman should stand in her power. A woman should take her seat at the table. A woman should own her power, right? What is the hashtag? Hashtag I'm that woman. So her movement is that I'm that woman. And so you can see that, right? And you can see where she can order that and things like that, order the image and things like that. And you can see where she has the brand up and everything. She's really cooking with gas. And so when I sent you the chart that I'm sending you is going to help you execute this strategy, right? Now, anybody can do this provided that you know the right strategy, right? It's called, do you have the right strategy in place to really implement this? I'm going to pull this up so that you can have it, so you know exactly what you're getting, okay? Now, here's what's going to happen. When you text in, you're going to start getting some charts and some blueprints to help build your business, build your tribe, and build your business, right? The first thing you do is decide to name your tribe, name your movement. That's the first thing you do. Second thing you do is you start with an influencer launch. You go with an influencer launch. Now, some of y'all are like, well, what does the whole thing happen? How does it work and all that kind of good stuff? I told you, go to freepowerimage.com. Freepowerimage.com. Register, see the whole thing happening. Everything that's happening for her can happen for you. Everything that's happening for her can happen to you. So I'm going to do one last thing before we close out. You might be watching today and say, look, I got to build my tribe. It's tribe building time. You might be watching today and say, you know what? It's time to build the movement that I'm passionate about. You might be watching today and say, you know what? It's time to get on my job. I'm a DUALpreneur, and it's time for me to build my tribe and build my business. All right, cool. But we all need a little bit of help out there in these streets. We do. So just for the people who are in this DUALpreneur tribe, if you decide that you want to have a meeting, just a little one-on-one meeting, you say, hey, by the way, I just want to talk to Trevor. Maybe you can help me come up with my brand. Maybe you can help me like you helped Tara. Sure, right? Me and Tara were having a free conversation over some chicken wings and French fries. And I think afterwards, she even paid for the chicken wings.
I did, but I was having Tito's, so, you know.
Yeah.
I let him have
I do remember that.
I let him have his chicken wings and French fries.
So here's the way that you can reach out to me. You can send me a message on Instagram, Trevor Otts, easy to find, or you can text me on my personal number, 240-731-6646, 240-731-6646, 240-731-6646. Now, some of y'all are like, well, I ain't got time to be trying to figure out all that kind of good stuff. All right, I get it. So let me give you my connect. I think what's the official cool young people word? Who got the plug? Who's the plug? I'm gonna give you my plug. I'm gonna give you my connect. If for some reason you just say, I just want to get somebody to do it for me, hey, call E.R. Spalding. Call E.R. Spalding. Right? I just call her Spalding. And you can call her at 773-540-8404. I would text her and just say, hey, I want to do an influencer launch. I'm ready to build my tribe, build my business. That number again is 773-540-8404. Now that's for people you like, I just ain't got time to be doing all that kind of stuff. I got a career, I got a job, I got family, I got kids. I need somebody to just get it done for me so I can be the visionary of this tribe. If that's you, you call Spalding at you text her rather at 773-540-8404. This is a really compact version of this training, but the next time that we get together, I'll probably do a special broadcast. Maybe we might do like a half day where we spend about 4 to 6 hours literally building out your tribe, building out your business, and building out your brand. I gave you a lot of telephone numbers. So let me give y'all the first rule of when somebody comes in your space that's training. Number one, keep a pen in your hand, because note takers are money makers. If you ain't got a pen on your hand, you better have your fingers on the keyboard. Note takers are money makers. Action takers are money makers. And anytime you see somebody that is making a difference in the world, anytime you see a world changer, a world beater, anytime you see somebody that's successful, the first action that you always see them take is to write, to take notes, right? Because note takers are money makers. Action takers, right, are money makers. And if the first action you take is not to write or take notes, then you're never really learning anything. And so you want to make sure that you're doing that. Secondarily is put your ego where it belongs, in the trash, right? Because you'll never be a successful entrepreneur and have a gigantic ego at the same time, right? What you got to do is entrepreneurship requires a certain degree of transparency and authenticity, right? To get the help that you need. So in this moment, y'all watching this thing live, but for many of us, we've yet to really admit to each other what we really need help in. And so sometimes the help you need is right next door to you. One time I lost my glasses and got off the airplane, ran all around the airport, almost missed my doggone plane because I couldn't find my glasses. I run back to the airplane, get on there huffing and puffing, and the lady asked me, "Trevor, what's wrong with you? What's happening?" And I said, I'm just having a bad day. And she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I lost my glasses." And she looked right at me in my face and says, "You mean the ones that's sitting right on top of your head?" And I had done all that running around. And sometimes the thing is that sometimes your glass is sitting right on your head. Sometimes the help you need is right next door to you. Don't ignore the help that's in your own tribe. So here's the thing that I want everybody to do. Whatever your biggest ask is, whatever your big need is, whatever the thing that you really, and when I use the big ask, I always like to think of Lucinda Cross, who wrote a book called The Big Ask, right? But whatever the thing that you need in your business, if you're willing to be a little bit transparent, if you're willing to be a little bit authentic, right? Then one of the things I want you to do is go ahead and just post into the group, post in the comment section. I don't care if you watching on replay, post what you need. I guarantee you there's an expert, there's a guru, there's somebody that's out there that's willing to help you, and you got to learn how to attract the help that you need.
And Trevor, before you go for that's one of the things we've been talking about, because we have hashtag keep DUALpreneurs in business. And so I've encouraged everyone to put in their ask or whatever of what you need, because there's someone in the community that can either help you or they know someone that can help you. And the whole goal, especially right now, is to hashtag keep DUALpreneurs in business.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we got to do more of that. The second thing is I want to say to all my DUALpreneurs out there, the number one problem that the average small business entrepreneur has is an addiction to their labor as the primary mechanism by which they generate revenue, right? Try not to make money off your labor. Try to make money off your vision, right? And so, hire people to do the things that you hate to do and only do the things that you love to do. I used to be addicted to my labor. Ain't nobody watched more YouTube videos than me, because I wanted to learn how to do everything. And then after I learned how to do everything, guess what I figured out? That I can't do everything, right? So the number one problem facing today's entrepreneur is an addiction to our labor as the primary mechanism by which you generate revenue. And I'm telling you right now, you'll never make $1 million being addicted to your labor. And anybody told you that if you work hard, you're gonna make $1 million, that's not true. If you work hard, you're gonna get to retire with a gold watch and a pension that barely gonna be able to pay your mortgage by the time you get to be 70. So you better get that foolishness out of your head, right? You gotta learn how to work smart. And so I want you to always, I want you to start trying to work smarter. Put the right people on your team, right? Get your team together, and then start executing the vision. Third thing I tell you is this. What you want to do is you want to sell the vision and position the product. Every DUALpreneur, sell the vision and then position the product. Sell the vision and then position the action. What is the vision? The vision is I must help them see what I see for them. I must help them see what I see for them. The vision represents the future. As Delatrobe McNeil would say, is you got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. See, the thing that I came to tell you is that mindset is not a thought. Mindset is a place. Mindset is not a thought. Mindset is a place. Here's how I know that. Because wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Wherever you are in business, your mind got there first. Wherever you are in your relationship, your mind got there first. Here's what I can tell you. That if your mind ain't there, you ain't going either. And so the reason why you show up in these masterminds, these broadcasts, these brainstorming sessions is so that you can get your mind right? Because wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. You know why they call it a mastermind? Because what you're trying to do is master the mind, right? And so what you got to do is see wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. So the purpose of conversations like this is my job is to take you forward into the future, help you see it before you see it, or you'll never see it, right? And then you got to come back to your present and take the necessary steps to make your future now show up in your present. See, the vision is the place that you go to see the future. So you got to go forward into your future, see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Come back to your present and take the necessary steps to make that future now show up in your present. And they call that a plan. And so a plan that's not based on the future is no plan at all. So what I want you all to be focused on is basically getting into more conversations like this where it makes you uncomfortable. Get into a space where somebody breaks your mind wide open you up to new possibilities. And when you meet with a client, the first thing you got to do is you got to remember, I must help them see what I see for them. I must show them a picture of their future, right? And then try not to be so salesy, right? Here's the thing. You sell the vision and then you position the product. So what you need them to do is you need them to buy in to the vision first. See, the first thing that they're buying is not you. They're like, oh, people buy you first. Shut that foolishness up. They don't buy you first. They ain't buying the product first. The thing that they're buying into is the vision. What is your vision for their future? And if you don't have a vision for their future, you ain't their person and they ain't your client, right? So you need to buy in on the vision. Then when they buy in on the vision, then you can position the product or position the service or position the organization or position the mission. The first thing that the client should always buy is the vision. But they can't buy a vision if you don't have a vision for them. And they can't buy a vision if you haven't decided what you see for them. You got to go, mindset is not a thought. Mindset is a place. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. If your mind ain't there, you ain't going either. If their mind ain't there, they ain't going either. So everybody got to focus on, where is my mind today? Where was it when I woke up this morning? Where was it when I was eating lunch? Where was it before I went to bed? Where was my mind at? So it just boils down to what you're thinking about. That being said, I'm going to turn it back over to your host, your founder, the person who found the courage to basically step out there and basically, to honor her with the fact that she made the sacrifice. For those people who do want to connect with me, I did send you I gave everybody my personal cell phone number. Tara will tell you I don't give that out, 240-731-6646, and you can just shoot your questions over. This has been like a very little, all we did was just dip our toe in the water. It's like going to the pool. You just want to test and see if it's cold or not. It's perfect temperature. All you got to do is jump in the water. All right, Tara, back over to you.
Yo, Trevor, of course you gave more than what I thought you were going to give. Like, you kept giving stuff. I'm like, okay. But that is what he has taught me. He outgives everyone that I know. And my goal is to outgive just as much as Trevor. But thank you so much for that information. I took so much notes. Y'all can see my notes in the chat. I even posted in the Facebook. So I don't write everything down, but I do type everything down so I can refer back to it. And I know that you all have had your pens and your paper and you were taking notes as well. Make sure you text Evergreen to 240-428-6333. Don't forget to do that to get those tools. I will also have those tools for future so that we can share those as well. But Trevor, again, how can we connect with you and find you on social media? I think you're simple. You're just at Trevor Otts, right?
Yep, I'm at Trevor Otts everywhere.
Great. Thank you so much for, coming on and sharing the information. I so appreciate you. Thank you for being my big brother and my marketing savant. Every time we talk, I've learned something new. And your message is consistent and it just reminds me of what I need to do. What I am going to do, because you did give me the information, is I'm going to model what you gave to us into the DUALpreneur group so the DUALpreneurs can see how it works and that they can do it too. So I am going to model what he's given us so you can see what it looks like so that you do it too. Now, some of us, we can do it, but if you need help, just, plug and play and do that. He's giving you the resources to do that. He gave you phone numbers. He gave you his phone number. Dude. Sorry.
Right.
I didn't think you were going to give him your phone number, but, and I can't edit it out. So he gave y'all his phone number. Okay, I'm over it. But thank you, Trevor, for joining us today. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. I'm looking forward to really staying in greater contact with the DUALpreneurship community. And there's so many people that are out there who believe in what you guys are doing. There's some other organizations that are now starting to pop up. Cubicle Empire, they're popping up. That's a dualpreneur network. Busy Black Girls, Bizzy, Busy Black Girls. It's a dualpreneur network for Black women. So the tribes and they are hearing your message. And one day I'm looking forward to attending that big 10,000 person dualpreneur conference, and people are being celebrated for their careers and their business. And I think that hold true to whoever it is you are, and whatever it is that you do. When everybody else is doing one thing, rule of thumb is do exactly the opposite. My name is Trevor Otts. I'm the founder of Black CEO. Be sure to join the Black CEO Facebook group, and we would love to have you. Until our next conversation, until our next call, Black CEO out.